This is table saw test out. So we're asking you to rip 3/8 of an inch off of a sheet of material. And the first thing we want to do when we're selecting material is inspect the edges to try and find a factory edge. I also want you to rip something that's more than 3 feet long. So we've got some MDF here, some fine composite material that is usable scrap. And what I'm looking for on these edges, an indicator that it's a factory edge is if it's got stamping on it. And in that way I know that this is a straight edge from the factory. I can look down this or sight it and I can verify that it is indeed straight. Now the other edge I can look at as well. This piece looks like it's been run on the table saw. This side's not quite as straight or flat. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I put my factory edge against the fence because that will allow me to rip a straight and true piece. Next thing I'm going to do is measure my piece and see what I've got for lengths. On the top end here, I've got exactly 11 inches. On the bottom end, I've got 10 7/8. So I have a taper in this piece, and I'm going to correct that on the table saw the first time through. I'm asking you to take 3/8 of an inch off. So I'm going to take my narrowest measurement, 10 7/8. I'm going to subtract 3/8 of an inch from that. Come over to this dial right here. So I'm starting at 10 7/8. I'm taking 3/8 of an inch off, which means I should be back to 10 1/2 is what I want for my rip. I can verify that by pulling a tape measure and pushing against the fence and going to my carbide edge right here. And I can see that I'm taking off exactly to 10 1/2 inches. I want to adjust my blade height. Looks like somebody else was ripping something of a greater thickness. So I'm going to lower that down just so that the carbides are above, about 1/8 to 1/4 inch up. Tighten that in. Put these guards in place. Again, I want my factory edge to be against the fence. So I'm starting here. When I'm running this, all I'm going to watch is the fence edge here. Okay, I've got enough distance between myself and the blade that I can use my hands to propel through, but I'm just going to watch this edge right here. Rock to feel that it's tight against the fence. What I'm going to submit on the discussion is a picture of these two next to each other. What I should end up with is something just over 1/4 of an inch for a width. Now down on the bottom is what I should have. I'm going to cut 1 inch here, and I can see that I am right on 1/4 inch of width. The reason I lost that 1/8 of an inch is because the width or the kerf of the blade. Okay, so my strip should end up being 1/4 inch. Now I have a tapered strip here because it was larger on one end than the other. I have now trued this piece. If I look, I've got 10 1/2 here. And I've got 10 1/2 here. And that's another way to verify. So I'll snap a picture. Do you want to hit the white button on there and just take a picture of that right there? Actually, it'll look better like that. Something like this for a photo. When you're done, this piece is dumpster material because it's got glue in it, right? It's not burnable firewood, so it's going to go on the left. And this piece can be set up next to the saw, assuming that somebody else is going to be doing this test out. See.